Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another Community Connections with Ryan Sauers. I'm super excited today to have Chelle Reed. Sorry, my phone was blinking at me. Chelle Reed with War Babies, who is traveling right now and being very helpful to come on the show. Chelle, how are you today?
I'm doing really good. Thank you for having me, Ryan.
You are welcome. And that's when you stop and find a way to make all this work, it shows we're all working together. So tell us about your organization. It's one I know a little bit about, but it's just doing some amazing things. So let people know during this time where we're talking about coronavirus 24/7, and that's very real. And we'll get to the other side of that. But I want to bring people, organizations and stuff that are doing other amazing things. So share a little bit with our audience about that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Welcome.
So I started warbabies.org probably sometime late 2018. The short pitch to it is we help American Vietnam veterans connect with their Amerasian children through DNA testing. So everybody knows about the Vietnam War, and one of the biggest unknown or forgotten topics are a lot of our Vietnam veterans were over there and unfortunately left some DNA behind and had children. And it's a part of history, but it's a big part of history that's either forgotten or just not talked about. And I started this when I took my DNA test, and a few years after that, I had a brother that showed up that I
Wow.
didn't know. And then to discover he was half Vietnamese. And, we had our reunion, and unfortunately he missed our father by 10 months. He had passed away 10 months prior to him finding us. And it's been an absolute, it's been life changing for me, but it's been such a joy and a pleasure to have him in my life and his family. And it started with, he said, "Oh, well, I have friends at church that are mixed too. Can you help them?" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." And it's just one thing after another. And then all of a sudden I'm starting War Babies and helping as many people as I can to find their fathers and their American families. And
Wow.
then reconnecting these, veterans with their unknown. Some knew about their kids, but most of them did not even know that they had children. So I'm working on both sides to reconnect them.
That's amazing. And, it's kind of like what we're going through, Chelle, with the corona whole pandemic, is that organizations, business leaders, I'm talking to you, if you're listening and when you listen to the show, we're having to rethink how we do everything. And I think what you said there is you saw a need that began and you connected, and you probably saw when your church asked you, other people probably were in the same boat. And lo and behold, I know just from a little bit from our magazines doing some stories, where are you guys at in terms of connecting people? If you had I don't know the number, but you've connected a number of people together that probably wouldn't have known otherwise?
Oh, yes. So far to date, I have 65 clients, and about half of them I've met right in the Atlanta area after I moved down here. And then the other half found me through connections on Facebook. We have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. And then it's just been word of mouth. I've not done really any advertising anywhere. And, I help one person and then they say, "Oh yeah, we were," they reconnected us. And then it's truly a word of mouth um, for advertising. But as far when I first started this, I work, my real job during the day is I work from home, and I've been doing that for over a year now. So I knew when I started this organization, War Babies, I didn't want to have office space. I didn't want paper trails. I wanted to create something where if I was traveling, because I travel a lot for my job, um, if somebody is in another state, I wanted to base it to where I could be anywhere as long as I have data or internet connection, then I can do my work. So that's how I structured it. And I took full advantage of the Google tools. So I keep all my files on Google Drive. I use Google Docs for documents, spreadsheets. They have Google Sheets. So it's all structured mostly with Google, and then going online to like ancestry.com and all the other DNA testing companies, it's all based online.
Yeah.
So I don't really need to, meet with anybody. Now, if they're local here to Atlanta area or Gwinnett County, I will, meet with them just to walk them through taking the DNA test, but it's not necessary. It's more of, a personal thing, getting to know them, because you
Sure.
do build a relationship with your clients. This is a very life-changing time, and you want to help them, navigate through something that they never had to deal with before. So I will go and meet with, like, I've had fathers come down to meet my clients down here or in Georgia, and then I met with them ahead of time, and then we all would go over there. And it's, if they had a liaison, a familiar face that they could talk to, it just makes them more comfortable. But now that we can't do that, I have clients that I'm talking on the phone, and
Yep.
video chat has become a big thing. um and we all just kind of have to figure out how to navigate what we do. And unfortunately, accessing, through video chat or phone calls, or how, whatever platform that you want to use, it's become vital anymore
Right.
until this blows over.
Well, that's right. And we will, as I said, and all the things I've been saying, we will get to the other side. It's, it seems like you and Chelle, in starting this, we're already using virtual platforms and ways to connect with people. So for some people, this is a big change. For other people, I do a lot of in-person interviews, but I quickly said, you can do the same thing. It's not exactly the same as face-to-face, obviously, but using other tools, FaceTime, Zoom, Skype, we can connect people and at least have some sense of what a new normalcy. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think what you
Yeah.
guys have done is amazing. I think you felt, God had a plan, and this growing from your own experience to people in your, I think you said your church, asking you about it, and
Hmm.
then it's just gone from there. And like you said, I mean, it's a life-changing kind of thing. So you're getting to see this stuff all the time, and you've just filled a need that was not there before, and I just applaud you guys for doing that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's when I first discovered that I had a brother, I thought, surely not my dad. Maybe it's my uncle, but we realized quickly that this was my brother. And it's funny, the American side, they're they instantly, and I had this, sadly I had this reaction too. It's a scam. What are they trying to scam? And just by me, like, when I call these American families, the fathers or the siblings or any relative, that's their initial reaction. And I have to say, hold on, I've been through this. I'm a sibling of an Amerasian child. I can tell you exactly what feelings I went through, and they were perfectly normal. But I'm here to tell you, this is real. There's DNA doesn't lie. I mean, this is 100%.
Yeah, right.
You have, you know, and just by sharing my own story and my own experiences, or what I've witnessed through some of my earlier clients, I can share that with my future clients, and they seem more at ease. I mean, I've had a sibling, American sibling, who I introduced to his Amerasian sibling, and he's like, what do I say? What do I do? And so I tell them, I'm not a counselor. I don't have a PhD in anything. But what I can tell you is I went through this experience. You're not alone. We all have gone through this experience, and we're here for you. And I tell them, if you ever need to talk to anybody, you can call me. If you have any questions, I will explain it to you. And I've only had a handful, take me up on that. But it's like, once I, introduce this concept into their life, I'd gain a lot of friends. I've had a lot of people say, "Oh, you're part of the family now," because I take each case individually, and I try my best to have a successful reunion and reconnection with the family. I've had, maybe out of 65, I've had only 3 fathers or family reject this Amerasian child, and it's so disheartening. And for whatever their reasons, they had their reasons to reject, but I'm also there for my clients for that too. And I just, yeah, I have to be. This is way bigger than me, and I'm just the tool to help people. And I know I'm not the only one. There's a lot of search angels out there that are helping, but they don't really get involved like I do. They just they'll find the father and give them their phone number and address and say, here you go, good luck. And I get more involved, and more than I probably should, but I feel like these Amerasian children aren't just my clients. They're my brothers and sisters too. And the veteran fathers, they're my father too. So I talk to them as if they were my father. What would I tell them if they were my father? Because I wasn't able to tell my father this. He had already passed away. So that's just how I've operated it, and I've been pretty successful so far.
Well, I was going to say that's why we wanted you to come on Community Connections, because that's what you're doing. You're connecting people, and connecting people. Like you said, it's a life-changing experience, but I'm sure many of them have turned to be very positive experiences over time. We really like to profile those people that are walking the walk and trying to make a difference in their neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I appreciate this opportunity.
Well, it's our pleasure, and with the everybody in the world on the internet right now, no matter who I'm listening to or talking, the bandwidth is an issue because everybody's online. But we get Chelle Reed. I don't know if you go by Michelle or Chelle, so I said both, but
either one.
Either one. You answered either one, right? So tell our listeners, tell our audience how they can get in touch with you if they want to know more, if they want to just understand what you guys do, and then we will get this out through all our digital and social platforms.
Okay, very good. I appreciate that. So my specific target audience are Vietnam veterans and their families, meaning their brothers, their sisters, their children, their grandchildren. If you have had a veteran who served in the Vietnam War, maybe he was stationed in the Philippines, even Korea. This has been going back since, probably Revolution time, but in the more recent Korea War, Vietnam War, and even past Desert Storm, if you have a veteran in your life, it is very important for you or them, if they're still alive, or any close relatives, to take a DNA test. I can help you with that. And just to see if you match. And it's real simple, warbabies.org. Just go there. You can email me. My phone number's there. And connect with me. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's just warbabies.org. Message me, look up Chelle Reed. However you're comfortable with contacting me, just reach out. And even if you're just curious, and even if you just want to know but you don't want to make contact, we can do that. We can not make contact but just still find the information for you.
That's awesome. Well, we've got Chelle Reed, here today, founder of warbabies.org. That's how they can get all your Instagram and Facebook and Twitter profiles. So I thank you for what you're doing to make a difference. And please, we will be sharing this, and you share it through your channels. And then hopefully there's people, whether they're curious or want to know more, or not sure where to go, they can be directed to you, Chelle. So thanks to you and your team for making a difference. And thank you for being a guest here today on Community Connections.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Chelle. Good to talk to you. Take care.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.